In a perfect world, a buyer and seller would agree to a settlement date and they would go to settlement at that appointed date. But there are some things that come up during a real estate transaction that can cause a delay in settlement. Here are a couple of things that I've observed over the years that could possibly cause a delay in settlement. One of them is home inspection repair items. So a buyer has gone under contract, they do their home inspection, and now that there are some things that they did not expect that needs to be fixed on the house. So it might take a little bit longer for those things to be addressed, and the buyers might not feel comfortable with going to settlement until those items have been taken care of. The other thing that can cause a delay in settlement is negotiation. Let's use that same scenario of the home inspection, where now the buyer has done their inspection, there's some things that have come up. The seller is not quite ready to pay for those things to be done. They don't feel like they want to do it, and there's kind of like a standstill. And because of that, that could cause the days to go quickly, and it can cause a delay in settlement. Another thing that can cause a delay in settlement is financing. So the buyer is supposed to get financing approved in 21 days or 17 days. However, it's taking longer because maybe the buyer has submitted some of their documents and they need to get additional documents. The lenders require additional documents. They might need to request some things from the IRS. They might need to request some things from employers. They might need to get employment verification and all of these things that sometimes it takes some time. So financing, I've noticed, can also cause a delay in settlement as well. So you just want to make sure you get as many things ahead of time. And once you go under contract, you just want to get that ball rolling and just to kind of keep going from there. Another thing that can cause a delay in settlement is the appraisal. Appraiser is an independent party that goes out on behalf of the lender to evaluate the property and to see if it's worth what the buyer is saying that they want to pay for, what the seller wants to sell it for. Sometimes it takes time to schedule the appraisal. Maybe there's a backup. Maybe they have a lot of deals that are on the table and an appraiser to come in. Also, sometimes maybe the appraiser needs time to write their report. Also, maybe, again, let's go back to negotiations. Those appraisals results have come in and they're not quite where the buyer and seller want them to be. And another thing that could cause a delay in settlement is solar panels, believe it or not, because when the buyer goes under contract, if the property has solar panels, then the seller needs to call the solar company and let the solar company know that they're selling their house. And they can start a process where the buyer now needs to apply for solar, and then it takes some time to get the transfer done and to send over the new agreement to the buyer. If that's not done quickly, it can possibly cause a delay in settlement. Another thing that can cause a delay in settlement is receiving the homeowners association documents. So in the state of Maryland, the buyer has a certain amount of days to receive their homeowners association documents and their condo documents, and they also have a certain amount of days to review those documents as well, and then they can back out of the contract for any reason. So with that said, if the buyer does not receive the homeowners association or condo association documents, they can request for a delay to be done, because sometimes when that homeowners association, you get what is called a resale package, it comes with an inspection. And they might have things that the homeowners association has previously cited the seller for, and they might want those items addressed prior to settlement. So sometimes buyers will say, no, I'm not going to settlement until I receive my homeowners association documents. Another thing that can cause a delay in settlement would be title work. Title is the ownership of the property, and you just want to make sure that you have clear title, meaning you have free and clear transfer. Buyer's not going to want to go to settlement without free and clear title. So I've seen sometimes the title search process. So you want to make sure that you get that title work ordered as soon as possible, as soon as you go under contract, and make sure that that title work is done. So those are just a couple of things I can think about that causes a delay in settlement. Is your settlement previously delayed, and what are some of the things that cause that? Let me know in the comments.